I remember when I thought every sin was a cruelty of what I believed in. I remember when I thought that the dreams within myself could no longer be still, standing still within my own images, the thoughts within my own soul. I remember when I didn't think I had to be close to Jesus. I remember when the thoughts within myself was a positive, negative influence on who I was. Yes, I said positive and negative because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Create the self-esteem, create the positivity within my own influence. I remember when I was just a little child, laying in my daddy's arm, crying, loving him, looking at his smile and telling him, looking in his eyes and saying, Daddy, that I love you, even though I couldn't mutter a word. I remember when I was just 10, my father and me would go to the store together and we would talk about my dreams, about what I wanted to be. I told him I wanted to be a mortician. I wanted to grow up and be somebody big. I believed in my dreams, and my father too. I remember when I was just 13. I remember when my father was sitting on the porch with my mother talking to my cousin. I remember when I told my daddy and my mother that I loved them. I remember I grew closer to my daddy each and every day because the struggle was real out here for a young woman without the father, without a father figure inside the household. I remember when I told my daddy at the age of 16 that I love him more unconditionally. I remember at the age of 17 when my thoughts within him, I told my father like, hey, I graduated, Daddy. I want you there. I remember when I was turned 18, I graduated. My father was there dressed in a full suit, telling me that he was proud of me. Every step that I made, he was proud too. I remember when I told him I got accepted to Wayne State University. I remember when I told him I was going to school still for mortuary science, the dreams that I remember at the age of 10. I remember when I first got my tattoo, the first one that I believe will be my dream come true. I got Daddy's girl on my ankle. I remember when I told him that, he said, don't get carried away with the tattoos, baby. Just make sure you maintain your body image. I remember when I told my daddy that I was gay. He never pushed me aside and didn't say nothing negative on my side. I remember when I saw my daddy the day of my own self-esteem. I remember when I told my father that I love him more than anything. I remember when I would hang up the phone and he would hang up and I would say, Daddy, I love you, but the click would meet before my lips say I love you. So I would call my father back and say, Father, I said I love you, crying and upset. No matter how old I am, I still get upset when I don't hear those words muttered from your lips. No call can I ever say from my aunts, my mother, my sisters and brothers that I love you, because no days are guaranteed to us. I remember at the age of 25, I lost my father. June 2nd, 2015, I lost me. I lost the man that built strength within me. I lost the man that said that he loves me unconditionally. I lost the man who my eyes met with him when I was a baby. I remember when I had to sit there and plan things on my own. I remember when my father was in that casket and I was hurting all alone. I remember when I thought everything would be okay. But I tried to take myself out because I wanted to be with my father that day. I remember when I suffered 10 seizures in one day. Had to be hospitalized. Got out and tried to kill myself that same day. Because the seizures was what was inside me. The seizures was what kept making me stressed because I didn't have my father no more. I remember when I planned the funeral. Put him in the Christmas shirt that I bought him for Christmas 2 years ago. I remember when I went out and bought that same shirt so me and my father can match. I remember when I had to take his suit to the cleaners to get it clean so he could be dressed to impress. I remember when that one Sunday I called him doing homework and I said, Daddy, I love you. I remember when on my birthday, I didn't even want to celebrate because I was without you. I didn't do nothing. I remember when August 11th came around. I wanted to be around you. So I went out and celebrated your birthday at a dinner. I know you like to eat. You don't do desserts, but I had to get a dessert just to treat and say, happy birthday, Father, I love you. I remember when each day became worse. Each day became harder for me to understand that the father I had is hurting. Because he wants the best in me. Even when he's deceased, I can feel the presence of him within me. But the day I got that dreading call, I flew down the stairs, don't even know how I got that far. My heart beating fast, broken all at once. My mother say, my father passed away. My auntie say, meet me at the hospital, baby. Your daddy's. It's your daddy. The doctors come into the room telling me, I'm sorry for your loss. I say, no, my daddy's not dead. Let me see him. They say again, I'm sorry. No, I want to see my father. Don't keep telling me sorry. Take me to him. I remember when I went downstairs to the morgue at Receiving Hospital. Saw my daddy laying in the hospital bed. Tubes out his mouth, but a smile on his face because he died in peace. I remember when I lost my father. He was just 55 of a heart attack. I didn't know I would lose him at the age of 25. But each day became harder. And people keep saying it will get better, but it got worse before it got better, and it's still getting worse because it's no longer better. I just want my father back. I want him to hold me and tell him that he loves me, kisses me on my forehead and telling me it's a dream, baby, wake up. Every day I move forward. Can't nobody handle the stress that I'm in because I miss my father. I miss him. But I did what my father wanted me to do, and he wanted me to stand close to my mother, and I did. I remember when I could have lost my mother the same year I lost my father. I was hurt. I was hurting. I don't talk about my feelings to nobody that's not close to me, but I was hurting because I feel like I would lose my mother just like I lost my father. But my daddy came with a warning to my aunt with his head held down. My father wanted us to go. Even when he's dead, he still knows. I love that man. Forever and always, I'm one of his childs to death. I'm a stench, and that's the blood I bleed outside these lungs. Outside my veins. Inside my thoughts. I'm a stench no matter what. I struggle every day because people keep saying, talk to your father in the past. Says I can't because he's still here. He didn't leave my soul. He didn't leave my spirit. He's still here. I love that man with every single part of me. Nobody can tell me that he was because he is here. He's in my heart. Look at me. I'm his slitting image. I'm his identical twin. I'm his heart. I am his everything because my father is everything to me. When I graduate and I walk across that stage this year, my father's going to be right there cheering for me because I know he's going to be there. But the thoughts within myself, I can motivate and move forward and tell me that I am better than the known person can even understand my father. That man was a great man. No negative ever came on my face because in high school I got in trouble. My father came on. He came up, told me I had to respect my principal. So he gave the principal my number because I stayed in trouble. I remember when the holidays came. I got depressed. I felt hurt. I felt neglected. I felt so much pain that I didn't know what to do no more because the images of my own self-beauty was no longer there. I ended up being sick. Sugar reached a high. I remember when every time I got sick, my father was right there by my side. That was the only person people would call first because he had dropped everything and come to me. I remember when I closed my eyes and I talked to him before I go to sleep. I remember when I just sit here and listen to the voicemails calling me his knucklehead. Daddy, I remember when every single thing that you have done for me, from buying me twin dolls when I was little, buying me a Corvette when I was small, buying me bikes, teaching me how to ride, teaching me how to play basketball, football, baseball, and basketball. Yeah, I said basketball twice because that's the sport that I love. And my father taught me it. He taught me to never give up on my dreams. He taught me to always put my best foot forward, do better, come out stronger, and be wiser than the average person can ever be. Because I remember when half the world don't even have a father figure to look up to. But me, my father raised me. My father took on kids that wasn't even his because no matter who his father was, my daddy let you know that it was him. He was there. He didn't just buy me and my other siblings something. He bought the entire family something. I remember when he would come home from work, be tired, and my sister would put him in makeup and a wig. But he didn't get mad. He said, I'm going to get you. And he smiled and he let it go, brushed it off with his shoulder. I remember when I got my first concussion. I called my father because he was the last person I talked to. I called my father and said, Daddy, I'm tired. He said, baby, don't go to sleep. What's wrong? I hit my head on a block of ice. I remember when he on the other side crying, like, baby, where are you? I said, Mom, Daddy's nobody's here. Coming home from school with all the books in my hand. I remember when my father shed tears when his mother died. His sister died. His brothers. I remember when my father passed away. They lowered you in the casket. And I said, no, not my daddy. I lost my mind. I was insane, Daddy. I remember when I thought everything was going to be okay. But every single day it's a struggle for me. But I have to make the best out of it. Because at the end of the day, I still have to make my father proud no matter what. And I remember when he was in my life for 25 years. I love you, Daddy. Thank y'all for listening. Peace, love. Poetic Rain, Lyrical Rain. Just dropping some verses of what's on my mind. Next time.